data turned off on me and I could not get it back, so I had to finagle with yeah, woohoo. Anyway, okay, before cars come. So anyway, 1964 earthquake, levels, you know, the whole South Central Alaska. Google it, the pictures are incredible. Anyway, in Portage, it's right along the Cook Inlet, kind of like Kenai, only different. It's right on the edge, right there. And when the earthquake hit, this area is basically not the best place for an earthquake to happen, because it liquefied the ground underneath it. And so you just had these major landslides where homes that were once on a hill are now in the ground. And what you're seeing here is actually several buildings. This one used to be sitting up way more. We're going to lose it in the next couple of years. There's a car that you're not going to be able to see behind those trees there. It's an old pickup truck. It's awesome. But basically Portage was a happening place, and now it's a train depot, which is what that is over there. And a little information thing. You can see some amazing glaciers all along the way. And it's just basically a road. A little further down is the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, which is one of the best places to stop if you're ever in this part of Alaska. Definitely check it out. You'll get to see some of the wildlife in a more natural setting. They're still fenced. We're gonna let the semi go by, and a lot of cars. But it's just a great place to see some of South Central Alaska's wildlife in its natural habitat with the safety of fences. Are the polar ice caps melting? That's, well, I'm a little south of there, so yeah, I'm sure they're melting. I don't know how dangerously quick they're melting. But yeah, so basically this is a historic area just because there's a lot of destruction that obviously nature has taken over. Google Portage, Alaska. Google 1964 earthquake in Alaska. Devastating to this area. That's really not my expertise. I'm not one of those that's worried about global warming, so. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad I can share a little bit of my state. But yeah, so here's some of the views that you get as you're driving along the Seward Highway. And again, the lovely train depot with the little information booth, that little red roofed building. You can get in, get a bunch of little brochures to find out what's happening down on the Kenai Peninsula, which is where I'm headed. I personally love riding an earthquake. We had some in January that were a little intense. 2 hit right at the same time, and they were, I don't remember what the size was, but they were 5 or 6 something. And when they hit together, it felt like nothing I'd experienced before. And I grew up here, so earthquakes are kind of a thing. But you always think about when those big ones hit, you always think about what happened in 1964. Yeah, Alaska's part of the Ring of Fire. So you have volcanoes and you have earthquakes and a lot of plate tectonic activity. I'm not a science buff. I'm more into history and art. So I can't explain how all of that happens, but there's quite a few faults all along Alaska, especially in the Pacific region, which is where South Central is based. It was 70 degrees when I left Anchorage about 2 hours ago, so I'm sure it's still 65 or something. It's pretty warm. We haven't had sunshine for a couple of weeks. So yes, it was on the Richter scale. It was the largest one Alaska's ever had, and it's in the top 5, I think, for North America. It's one of the biggest that's ever occurred. But yeah, so if you can think about it, and I don't know if you can tell, but I mean, I'd walk down to that building, but it's very wet down there because this is all tidal area, and the tide's up. So it gets pretty stinking wet down here, which means lots of bugs. Not today though, it's hot. And these trees are dead trees from the earthquake. They don't do well in salt water, and this is all salt water basically. So it killed and petrified them, and they're just another reminder that'll probably outlast the buildings, like I said. Oh yeah, definitely my favorite place in the world. Born, raised here, and Lord willing, I'll one day die here. Hopefully not soon, but I am standing next to the highway. But yeah, you can see the building here, which is the one that I was showing you earlier. And then this one here is the one that the pickup truck's with. And this was actually, it was either a gas station or a car shop, mechanic shop. I don't remember off the top of my head. Favorite way to go in an earthquake. Hopefully peacefully in my sleep where I don't have any pain or fear. I'm kind of a weenie, except for earthquakes. Earthquakes are cool. Anyway, this is on my drive home. Sure, let's go with in sleep during an earthquake. Go out with a bang, right? Wave to the happy people going by. There's my Kia. It's Miss Daisy. This is Portage, Alaska. So if you're looking at a map, Anchorage, we're a little bit southish of there. It's down the road a little ways, headed towards Seward. And Whittier. Whittier's actually closest. I'm on the grid all the way, man. I live in Kenai. Hello, Louisiana. That's so cool. But yeah, it's a gorgeous day. It's, what time is it? It is just close to 6 p.m. here. I fish and hunt. Yep. Yeah, it's actually archery season for bull moose in Kenai right now. So my dad is, it's 6 o'clock. He's probably putting on his hunting gear and going. I want to hug a nice bear. Yeah, polar bears are a little further north, and I've actually never seen one outside of a zoo. So yeah, it's probably dark where you are. It's just starting to get dark now at 9 o'clock. Well, no, 10 o'clock here, I think. I've hugged a salmon. What you really want to hug is a halibut. Those things are huge. My grandfather, the largest one we've ever caught in our boat was 225 pounds. Nope, I'm not native, so I don't do the seal hunting thing. Well, you definitely should visit if you don't want to. I don't like fish, so it really depends. Halibut is a white fish, and salmon, depending on the salmon, you get really fishy or not so much, but halibut's least fishy, I think, of all of them. So, but yeah, you should all visit sometime. If you ever get a chance, jump at the opportunity to come see Alaska. No, I don't like to drink. Well, the Kenai is definitely the place to come and catch big fish. We're home on the Kenai King salmon, which can get up to 90 pounds. And we can get you out on a halibut tour, and those things get huge. So, alrighty, I am probably killing my data, and I'm probably going to have a huge phone bill. How many miles do I commute every day? Oh, I actually work in Kenai. This is just a day trip to Anchorage. This is about a 2.5, 3 hour drive one way. It is about 65 degrees, I think. in direct sunlight, and it's been raining for like 3 weeks, so it's very humid. But anyway, my data is dying, so I have got to go, and I hate this because I really like answering everybody's questions. Hello, Geneva. I was born and raised in Alaska, so 31 years, almost 32. Sure, yes. Actually, I'm on my way home now, so it's more like 4 hours. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate all of the feedback. Have a great evening, everybody.